assets and extensions in Google Ads. Let's talk about them, how to use them, what each one means, and which you should be using for your Google Ad campaigns. If you don't already know, you can navigate to the Assets and Extensions tab by selecting the campaign. Make sure you choose your campaign. I recommend doing this at the campaign level and then navigating to Assets. So first one we'll cover is going to be business name. This is pretty self-explanatory. This just lets you add in your business name to show right above your ad copy. If you go ahead and click this blue plus button, it's going to prompt you to complete advertiser verification, which you should do for your account. It takes a couple minutes. Obviously, this is like a demo account, so I haven't done that, but it's pretty simple. You'd create that blue plus button, and then from there, you would just type in your business name. The only catch, your business name that you put here in the asset needs to match what your legal business name is that you upload to Google. So if your business is, Roofing LLC, but you want to type in, something like David's Roofing, it's not going to work. You'd have to type it in so it matches. Now here for your business logo, same thing, very self-explanatory. It's just a tiny little logo, almost like a favicon that shows next to your ad. Highly recommend it. Honestly, a lot of people don't know that they can add these two assets and extensions yet, so there's a lot of ads that don't utilize these. But definitely add in a business logo, definitely add in a business name. Super easy, takes 2 minutes. Next one here is site links. I have a couple, just because this is an old demo account. I will say these are not good looking site links. This isn't anything fancy, but there are some, demos you can look at. Site links basically let you kind of have additional ad copy, really. It takes up real estate, as you can see. This is exactly what it looks like. So if we had one here that said site link 1, and then we had some descriptions, you would see it would add these links underneath the ad directly, and sometimes they actually pop out a lot more and they look different, right? But the best way to look at site links is you can take people to specific parts of your website. So maybe you have a pricing page, right? So you can send people to the pricing page, and then you would have www.website.com/pricing, right? And then you would add in a description or whatever. That way people who are searching your ad, sometimes they'll see that. Sometimes the site link just shows like this, which is kind of not the best looking demo. It's just simply a flat link. Other times it shows the full thing, meaning it will show the link, it'll show the description 1, description 2, and everything. Best way to think about site links is to kind of use it like additional ad copy, right? Like, what other links do I want to take people to, right? Are they interested in pricing? Maybe it's book now. Maybe you have a special offers, right? So you say like view offers, or maybe you're advertising multiple services, so you want to take people to like pergolas or landscaping, right? Just kind of think of site links as like additional ad copy, right? Again, going back to my example, not the best example, but you can see here, this is just what a couple might look like, right? So book an appointment, it'll serve underneath there, and then obviously there's a few. They usually always serve at once, and I'll show you some examples here in a bit, but highly recommend site link. You need to have at least 4, only 4 show at a time. So usually I create like 6 just so I can test a couple different ones out. Headline and description are, these are new. These are actually the exact same things you put in ad copy. The only difference is this is at the campaign level. So I don't really ever use this, but the best case to use it is maybe if you have like a seasonal offer or something you want to add in your ad copy that you want to remove at once. That way you can type something in such as 20% off only now or whatever, right? And then when you save it, it'll save at the campaign level. So now this ad or this headline is eligible for all ads in the campaign. And then when you're done or when this offer expires, it's easy enough to just remove it. That way you don't have to go one by one at every ad and remove that headline. You can just do it at once. So this is really just kind of like bulk ad copy. You can think about it. To be honest though, you'll probably never use headline description. I don't ever use it. I just do things at the ad level. So these two, not so much important. But now call outs, these are important. Similar to site links, I treat them as additional ad copy. Callouts aren't links though, they're just simply text that appear underneath. So typically people just do callouts to call out their services, what makes them stand out, or again, just kind of think of it like additional headlines. These are like extra headlines Google is giving you. So maybe you do, plus 50 years experience, free installation, right? 20% off installation, whatever it is, right? It's just these little additional site links, these additional callouts that appear at the bottom of the ad, kind of like that, right? Pretty simple stuff. Again, I do highly recommend it. They just kind of make your ad pop, and it just gives you more of an opportunity to kind of capture the audience and tell them why to choose your ad, why to click on you, why to go through you. And at the end of the day, every asset and extension just take up more real estate on the Google search engine, right? So the more content you have on your ad, the bigger your ad is, which makes your ad stand out, right? There's another one here that's actually not shown. It would be somewhere right here after business name. It's going to be the image asset. Now the reason it's not shown on my account is because I haven't ran any ads here. Traditionally, you need like, I think 30 to 60 days of data before it allows you to add an image, but I highly recommend adding images to your campaigns. It just serves alongside the ad. And again, I'll show you an example here shortly. But images are perfect. You know, if you're advertising pergolas, obviously you would include an image of a pergola or whatever is relevant. Now for call, this is super self-explanatory again. This is how that you actually can get phone calls from your extension. So you would just add this at the campaign level or maybe the account level if you have one phone number. Then you would just type in your phone number here, right? And then click save. Obviously, you do have to accept their terms and conditions just so that you can utilize their call tracking, but that's a no-brainer if you're in lead gen. Lead form. This is another super interesting one if you're in lead gen. Honestly, I don't use these as often. I should though. It's always worth testing. You should test everything out, honestly. But really, self-explanatory, especially if you've ran Facebook ads before. It's basically just a form. You can customize the form, right? You can scroll down, it walks you through it. You can choose what questions or prompts you want, all that good stuff. You can't customize the questions, but you can kind of go through their little process, and they have loads of questions kind of pre-filled. So you should be able to qualify exactly what you're looking for. Really not much to cover here. I don't use it that often, but they're pretty good. I mean, I've seen clients use them and they work pretty well. Most of the time we just drive traffic to the landing page and get forms that way. But like I said, it's worth testing. It's easy to set up and you can sync it to like a CRM or your email. So definitely worth a shot. Location asset. This is probably one of my favorites. Why? Especially if you're in lead gen, you can sync your Google business profile to your Google ads. Now you don't control when or how they serve or anything like that, but it's really nice because not only does it show your physical address occasionally under the ads, it also makes your ad serve as sponsored in the Google Map section. So if you've ever seen a sponsored Google business profile ad or a sponsored ad in the map pack, this is how. It's because someone synced their Google business profile or their location to their Google Ads account right here. Price is another one I don't use often, but it's still valuable. Traditionally, I think of it more for like SaaS companies, or if you want to outline your pricing, like maybe you're a window cleaner, an auto detailer, or you're selling a software, you can kind of go ahead and change that. So you could have like product tiers or service tiers and it'd be like $19.99 a month, $39.99 a month. Or again, if like a window cleaner, you could do something like window cleaning starting at $149, right? So you can add a little headline, obviously your price, if it's like a per unit or per hour or something like that, you can do that as well. Description, final URL, and then you can have multiple, so you can have more than one. You can have a couple, but they're definitely worthwhile, especially when you make them appear. So we did like window cleaning and we did, 149. You can kind of see it shows like that, or if we did starting at 149, you can just kind of add all sorts of things. It's actually pretty good. I mean, it gives the transparency up front to the customer. It's a pretty solid extension. It's just, there's not a lot of niches you want to use it for, obviously, right? But it works. It's another one of those things where it's like, hey, give it a shot, right? Test it out. Sometimes I don't test it out because I notice it will actually drop our click-through rate if we give our pricing up front. But again, that really just depends on the niche and on the client you're serving. But it looks cool. Definitely may fit some of your niches. Next is app. Don't really do anything with this. I mean, unless you're advertising an app, which 99.9% of what you watch in this video probably aren't running ads for an app. But if you were, this is how you would, sync that Google Play Store so that people can download it on Android and iOS. And then, obviously it has to get approved and some stuff, but that's a little bit more complicated. I don't think anyone here needs to worry about that. Promotion. This one's great. As you can see right here, you can advertise a promotion, right? So you can do monetary or percent. Like let's say it's Black Friday, right? In your, in e-commerce or furniture store or retail or whatever, if you're doing a sale, you could say 25% off. The occasion here would be Black Friday. You can choose the occasion. You can have no occasion. I could say store-wide, or I could say everything, right? So it's a Black Friday, 25% off everything, right? And that's how it looks. That's super useful. You can also go monetary, so I can say like up to $50 off, Black Friday, up to 50, save 50. And then I can even link them to a specific page or a collection or whatever it may be, or just your home page. But this one's great. You can also choose some details, like if there's a promo code, you can include the promo code here so that users know. Otherwise, if it's like a specific thing, like only on orders over $100, you can do that. And then again, if this is like a seasonal offer, you can just select an end date. That way you don't have to, remember. You can kind of just set it and forget about it. So that's super useful. But in a nutshell, if you're doing lead gen, the ones you absolutely should include are going to be image assets, business name, business logo, site links, call outs, structured snippets, and call extensions. You should include locations, but that's just one of those where it works for some and it works for others. It doesn't work for others and it works for some. But the good thing about location asset is you can actually see its performance down here, and I'll break that down in a later video. Now here's a quick Google search I did for pergolas in Gilbert, right where I'm located, and we got two pretty solid ads that popped up here. We can see some examples of some different extensions and assets, right? So this one right here, most obvious, it's an image asset. You can see why I recommend it so much, because which ad caught your eye first? Probably this one with the image asset, even though it's the second ad. Definitely pretty eye-catching. This right here is going to be the logo, so you can see that's their company logo, and then right here is the actual business name. So those are those two assets we discussed. This right here is a headline, obviously. This is the description, and then you can see here, because we're hovering over it, and you can probably see that URL in the bottom left. These are going to be their 4 site links, so you can see how they utilize the site links. Just basically are telling us different type of pergolas, and the pergola builders, kits, gazebos, and all that stuff. And then these people also utilized it, just showcasing some other services or products they offer. Right here is actually their pricing. So they're probably telling you something that like, hey, a 10 by 10 pergola is starting at $4,000, going up to $2,040 or custom. And then I can pull a lot more, so I can click more and see more pricing. That's the price asset. Again, very useful actually. I like how they're using that. And then right here is going to be the location. So you can see this is synced by the Google Business Profile. So it's pulling data from their Google Business Profile to tell me that they're closed today. I can check the hours. And if I click on this, it will probably take me to their profile, or it will take me to get directions to their profile or their physical location. And then right here is going to be a call extension or a call asset. Not super valuable for me because I'm on a desktop right now, but obviously if you were on a mobile phone, this would look a lot different, and it would just be a click of a button to call that company. Assets and extensions, they are a necessity. They take up a lot of real estate in the Google search bar, so definitely make sure you're utilizing them.